This is why I tell you. The bridge that Wack says he's providing, you don't want it. You don't want that bridge. Hell no. I don't want to go on the bridge. I don't want to see the bridge. I don't want nothing to do with any bridge that Wack is saying he's providing.
Perfect. We gonna have a conversation. God damn. Y'all see it? God damn. I gotta start that right quick.
Words against him, man, because, when the grid program information came out, WACK100 said, hey, man, when he heard about that, his heart dropped a little bit because him and Big U.
Hold on, this.
You got that conversation. All right, we're going to leave it right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this audio, man. We got WACK100 once again having a heated debate, this time with the New York Goons and the Bloody Bunch on Clubhouse, and they're asking him the same question they've always asked him, man. Hey, what's really going on with Big U? What's really going on with the case? Why you not tied into the RICO? How you know about these charges? How you know about the grid program? How you know about Nipsey Hussle sex tape? How you know about this, that, and the third? What did you really do? What kind of business did you do? And WACK100 has always said he ain't do no illegal business with Big U. He ain't run with Big U in that way. So, they kind of using WACK100's words against him, man, because, when the grid program information came out, WACK100 said, hey, man, when he heard about that, his heart dropped a little bit because him and Big U ran together for 17 years. And now it seems like, he's changing up his tune a little.
Okay. So how am I changing up my tune? You said it, Getty.
I pressed that.
Getty, you said it. So how am I
prefaced that with saying, you always said that you never done no illegal business with Big U.
They always.
I prefaced that, but I prefaced that with saying that. You understand what I'm saying? I prefaced that with saying it. So when I'm commentating around what's being said in the audio. I always say, I preface that by saying, hey man, you always say you never done no illegal with Big U.
Okay. Now, I want to know what you meant by what you said. You said Wack is like he backtracked. Listen, bro. Pitbull here, right? I've been knowing Pitbull just as long as I've been knowing Big U. Now, this is some real shit.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to tell you the things I know about Pitbull. I know he's Muslim. I know he's NOI, right? I know his upbringing is out of the Harlem Crips. And I've learned in the last year or so that he does a lot of auction and car sales. People call him about. I've learned that since I've been on Clubhouse. Now, I'm pretty sure, I know who his wife was and I know who he separated from. Right? Boom. I'm pretty sure it's a whole lot more to Pitbull. But that's what I know of Pitbull. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Getty, now let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Did you read the Big U indictment paperwork, the RICO paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the males, not the two women. What do those people have in common? The males, the 5 males that's in his indictment, RICO. What do they have in common?
Outside of the fact that they 60s?
Oh no, let's stay right there. All of them from Rolling 60s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if we look at Big U, looking at him, we can tell he's a man that likes to be in control, right? We could kind of say he's a man like to be in control of his situation. Okay, so if he had 2 power rules, 2 brims, and a motherfucking nigga from Venice Showline involved in some shit, can he control them the way he can control those 60s?
I wouldn't think so. You mean as far as West Coast politics concerned?
He couldn't control them because these niggas got other neighborhoods. If a nigga could go back to his hood, look, nigga, we doing this, and it's supposed to be 100,000, nigga, but we can double back and do this, and fuck them niggas.
This guy is a grown man, right? And he's allowing WACK100, another grown man, to chastise him, to question him as if he's a little boy. And this is what happens when these guys want to do business with Wack. He's going to start playing the game with you. Dude don't understand Wack playing the game with him right now. Really though. Straight game. Dude thinking that Wack is questioning about something he gonna be able to lie to him when Wack already got his mind made up that you was trying to play him on the content, right? And he's using the dude to just say more information while he little boy on the clubhouse stage. Straight up. You can't do business with Wack.
Enemies anyway. You see how this shit go? So, what I'm learning, right? Because again, my dealings with him was always on the legal side of it, right? I'm learning that it looks to me, and I could be wrong, that whenever he did some dirty work, he only did that with who?
According to the work, Doc, in the 60s.
That's it. So I want to know where I'm backtracking at. We got some old shit. We gonna press play. You said it. I ain't say it. When I agreed, I said, yeah, I had to sit down for a couple days. You know why? Because I usually know what I'm dealing with. You get what I'm saying? If you ask Pitbull right now, if I was to find out, not to say he is and I know he isn't, that he was selling pills, ask him what I answered his phone.
Oh, he ain't gonna never talk to me again.
Like, bro, you gotta understand, like, when you talking about no spaghetti. So now let me tell you why I think your thing was Wack said he had to sit down. That must have meant something was going on. I get where you're coming from. So let's
no, that's not what I meant.
But let's plug in everything else that comes with it. I would go to this man's home.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He has ridden in a vehicle with me, which I don't allow a lot of people to do that with, right? So when I'm sitting here thinking about this shit, do you know what it feels like to find out a motherfucker you thought who they was, that they somebody else?
Yeah.
And then you start to think like, damn, nigga, you could have been in the trick bag. So that's the sitting down. It wasn't, oh man, is a nigga gonna tell we did this or did that and did, cause we ain't did nothing. And I'm gonna be real at this point, with him approaching 59 and looking at the time he could, I really believe wholeheartedly at this point in his life, he wouldn't give a fuck. If he had me doing some crazy shit, I believe I'd be the sacrificial lamb. It's a fact. I don't worry about it because, listen, if I knew me and this nigga was dirty, you think I would have been hollering the grid program shit? Oh, no. Nigga, hold on, Wack. You put too much light on this nigga, he get caught up. He can go tell about this. I ain't stupid. It's just the fact that I know we ain't got no dirt together. So, you know what I'm saying? So,
I get it. You confident in that. That's why I said before I prefaced that by saying you always said you ain't never done anything blah, blah, blah. You trying to say I tried to run I ain't running no fuck. I would not do that.
Getty, now Getty. What I am doing because you get it. What I am doing because you get it. Wack is doing this with you. I could have let the flow do it with you. Then you would have been content. Because they're going to say, Getty, you playing the 50. But I know Getty. I think I know Getty, so we're going to keep playing. Yo, let's see what else you got to say.
They kind of say, hey, man, I ran with him, but I didn't run with him. We were cool, but we weren't cool. Yeah, I had a key to his house. We slept on each other's couches. We knew each other. We spoke to each other. My families knew his family. His family knew my family. I protected his son. He protected my family. There was nothing going to go down between my family and his family. His beef was really centered towards him this, moniker of being the leader of the Rolling 60s, running your section a little too seriously, pressing people, lining people up, extorting people, leaning on people, calling out things, DPing people, all of those things that come down with being a gang leader out there in the greater Los Angeles area. Yes, he was doing it, and I guess he went a little too far, right? He did a little too much and made someone go to the feds, because remember, that dude that was telling on him, he got hemmed up out there in Ohio. He got hemmed up in Ohio, and I guess he said, hey man, I got some information for y'all. I know somebody doing some major extorting out there in the greater Los Angeles area, right? So that's how Big U ended up getting lined up with the feds, on top of the fact that they lined him up for the murder of Rayshawn Williams, right? And other than that, we don't know what else information they got. They had the man's phone tapped for years, Big Baby's phone tapped for years.
So now, see, Getty, I took it to that point because this for you on some bullshit. They saying because WACK100 ran with this dude all them years, why he ain't this, why he ain't that, why he ain't this, why he ain't that. And when I heard you get to the part where it says they had Big U's phone tap, okay, so let me ask you something, Getty. If the phone tap started from January 2021 up into March of 2025, right? And this is fuck Big U and fuck Wack time frame, right?
Yeah.
So why Wack ain't in an indictment?
Because you ain't a part of it. I want you to understand something. So you not hearing me wrong. I think you read that wrong, what I said.
No.
Real talk.
No.
Here's what I said. I said, hold on, let me just say this. I said what I said. I said people are speculating. There's speculation. I didn't say you exactly word for the thing. I said, was WACK100 in the RICO? No. I said, was Big U in the RICO? Of course.
Yeah, but you're saying people are speculating.
Maybe you said we don't know if he was a target.
We don't know.
Yeah, I said we don't know.
That's what you said. We don't know. You did not say
but
no.
See, here goes the thing, Getty. You reading the paperwork and you see the paperwork come from a wiretap and it's coming from people internally saying things. So how you wouldn't know? So Getty, let me ask you a question. If I went through all your content, I said, hey, these 10 clips right here, I went through all these 10 clips. And they said, Getty in there, motherfucking, talking about he robbed the bank. And nigga, the other niggas went and he didn't go and he said it. And I went through all the 10 clips and I know nowhere in there did you ever say you robbed the bank. What do you expect Wack to say to these people? We being who I'm supposed to be to you, Getty. We being who Wack's supposed to be to Getty, and Getty being who he is. What would you expect?
You know that.
Okay, what would you expect?
You hear this? Straight treating him like a little boy. Straight up. Got the man over there pleading, backtracking. And at the same time, Wack is just handling it. Straight up. See, when you see things like this, right? It's a prime example why you can't deal with Wack. Because he going to turn on you. And this was 5 months ago now. Now, fast forward to right now, he lost the channel. Lost his channel. Dealing with Wack. You should have did your own thing. You can't partner up with a snake. The snake gonna bite you every time.
Expect me to say, knowing I went through this shit with a fine-tooth comb, I passed it to the team. I said, look, we're paying attention. If Getty ever said he robbed a bank, that's all we paying attention to. And the team say, Wack, Getty never said it. I go through it again, up and down. And I know for a fact that you never said that in these clips. And they said, nigga, that nigga Getty said he robbed the bank. How he ain't get caught with the rest of them? What would you expect me to say to these people?
I did. Then I didn't do it.
Okay, so Getty, did you read the indictment?
Yeah.
You know what brought all this along. So why didn't you stand for me as you know I would stand for you and say, we read the indictment. This is wiretaps for you. Him and Wack wasn't dealing with each other. So it's obvious why he ain't caught up in this RICO. I could even respect it if you said, now if this would have been wiretaps from 2005 up to 2020 or 2021, then maybe I can see the speculation. But guess what? These aren't those wiretaps because we don't know what was said and done in those years. This only covers 2021 to 2025, the years that these dudes didn't deal with each other. But no, Getty, you left it lingering. Broke my heart.
Wack, I did not leave it lingering, fam. I get what you're saying. I understand your point. That's a pointed point that you just made. But I did preface, I'll keep saying this. I did say that you always stated you never did no dirt with Big E. I got plenty of videos saying the same thing.
But you came right back to saying that he's backtracking.
Yeah, didn't you say
I did not say you was backtracking.
I'm like, well, I'm back. Well, let's keep it going. Let's see if we got some.
You say he's changing his tune. That was your exact word.
Changing my tune. No, it's only, listen, there's only one thing that I've stepped out there for. And that's them coming with the narrative that Big U committed this alleged murder because this individual and his son were lovers, right? Yeah. I know his son. There's nothing feminine about his son. So yes, I have stepped out there and said, that's a lie. That don't fit. It don't make sense. Even if he was that, which he wasn't, it was NFL, NBA, baseball, ain't nobody giving about nobody they don't care. That's over with, right? But I have stepped out there, and I'm going to tell you why I stepped out there, and I'm going to speak on this. All you out there with platforms, all you East Coast, to the South, to the West, to the Midwest, all y'all that call yourself Big U friends, who have a platform, I know all y'all at some point met his family, because that's what he does if he with you. Some of you went to his home, but ain't none of you stepping out there as his comrade and saying, hey, y'all saying this, we don't know about the murder, but what we do know is that Dayon Henley, that plays for the San Diego Chargers or LA Chargers, is not. So y'all saying Big U and his man, because he found out they were lovers, is totally incorrect. I'm the only speaking up for it. And I'm really doing it for his son, because I know the young man, and I know.
You see how Wack act like he helping him in one sense, right? And when you listen to him, right, he's standing behind that he's helping Big U by saying that his son isn't a blade, right? You know why, right? Because we all see that his son is a blade. So since we all see that his son is a blade, he tries to make it like if it is or if it isn't, that it just definitely isn't with Big U's son. But you pushing for this man to go to jail. You use loose cannon to line him up, right? But being as though that he know his son is with the fruit cup community, right? He want to make sure that he say Big U's son isn't with the fruit cup community, because he know his son is with the fruit cup community. But that's how he's trying to act like I'm helping him in a sense, but at the same time, he sent the man up the river with loose cannon. Dirtball, man. Dirtball. You hear me? Dirtball. I'm making sure, you know, in this game, right, that as we grow and we get into the music, I'm telling anybody that comes sign the SBGB, right? If you deal with Wack, if you communicate with Wack, I'm cutting you off. Straight up. Because I'm sure, right, since Wack doesn't have the ability, you know, to get next to me, as we grow, that's going to be his main objective. To try to get to anybody that is doing business with me. And I can see this now, because we going to the moon. Trust me. The label coming. You know what I'm saying? Label be here. Next month, single be dropping, all that, right? So, as the time go on, Wack is going to make it his business to pay attention who's dealing with SBGB, right? And if he could get there, oh man, that's going to be in any contract that I do with anybody. If you deal with Wack, your contract is over. Straight up, it's over. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button.
Mother, none of you other, all you did podcasts for, ain't none of you speaking up. None of you East Coast. What's the name of the Spanish name? I'm gonna call you on your the K Law Rats dude. What's his name? Pistol Pete. Speak up. You know they are. Big, you done been on your podcast 3-4 times. Speak up, bro. For that that situation, right? Trick. Speak up. You been to his home. Spent the night in his home. Speak up and defend they eye, cause y'all know goddamn well ain't nothing about that young man. All you on the West Coast, he done did podcasts and shit for. Speak up. See, Getty, I'm catching the P backtracking because I'm the only speaking up for that situation. And I'm just doing what a man's supposed to do, a man of honor supposed to do. We may have our differences. You know what most would have did? Right? Most of these would have been in my position. They would have ran with it and poured fuel on the fire. But Big U, even yourself is guilty because you know my son. You know what you told me about my son, Big U? Damn, Wack. You raised this young man right. Man, I wish Huey could have followed in his footsteps, man. I didn't want the gang life for my son. I'd have thought your son would have been banged out. He don't even use profanity. You know my children, but never one time did Big U even speak up for mine. So what I'm showing people.
What I tell you? What did I say? I said it before I even knew it, right? His son, that is the reason why he's acting like he's speaking up for Big U's son, but at the same time, he want to send his dad to jail. This is the worst type of individual to ever exist as a human being. Straight up, sending the man's pop to jail the best way you can, right? But acting like you helping his son. Damn. Dude is dirty. Hey, this is why I would never talk to Wack off the air. The only way we get to talk is on the air. And y'all see, right? He tried to act like I got allegations of this and that, and we only talk on the air. Just imagine if I had a private conversation with Wack, what he would come to the internet and say. So imagine. Oh, man. It would be outrageous. Yeah.
Is what a real guy, the so-called real, what a leader, what a man of honor is supposed to do, no matter what the devil or what the wicked cast upon you, and you call it wrong. For you to cast it back, you'll be wronger. So even with the positioning and the platform I got, because I could have took that narrative and enhanced it, but I would have been wrong. Because I know it's not true. I know that young man is not. If he was, that just be what it is, but he's not. So just because that man is down and he ain't here to defend himself, don't mean I'm gonna stay quiet like some of you called yourself his friend, and you got platforms, and I ain't heard now one of you. I called out a few names. Stand up and say, hey, that shit y'all saying about that man's son ain't right. I know his son. Some of you been in this man's home. Y'all done shook his son's hand. You done sat there with him. You done watched him practice. You done talked to him. Ain't nothing about he may be humble, right? He may be a little quiet, but his focus has always been his books and the football field. It's always been that. I've never heard him cuss or crip, gang bang, none of that shit. This is my dealings with him. I've been knowing him since he's been 5-6 years old. So I guess because why is Wack speaking up and he don't get along with this, because I'm showing you what a man, what a father, what a dad knows to do, because I understand the damage that can do to a man and to that young man if this social media start rolling like that with a false narrative. So I don't know. Maybe I'm guilty of just being a real guy. And if that's the case, I set my punishment for it. If they want to say, Wack, you a soft for speaking up for Big U son not being, and that they fuck and this, that's cool. I'm going to let him live with his faith and his truth, and I'm going to live with mine. So let's see what else you had to say.
Told y'all.
I don't know what the feds really got, what they really got going on, and maybe what they had going on ain't have nothing to do with WACK100, but the New York goons ain't buying it. They're trying to say that he's a rat. They're trying to say that he's a rat because a lot of the people out of New York City. Could we use your house to trial our 24-hour bathroom upgrade system? We're looking for homeowners with or upset at the fact that WACK100 went at Jim Jones the way he went at Jim Jones. We already know that wiretap leak of Jim Jones talking to Mel Murder about, how 6ix9ine need to be violated or DP, and WACK100 took that information and said, hey, if the feds heard that phone call, they grabbed up 6ix9ine after that phone call, they did not grab up Jim Jones. Jim Jones got to be working, and that's all they said. You understand what I'm saying? They're upset about that because Wack has been on Jim Jones' head.
Well, Getty, there you go lying again. They didn't grab 6ix9ine up after that phone call. They grabbed 6ix9ine up after they heard Shotty them on the phone talking about the nigga performing up in Connecticut, and they was gonna go up there and do something to him. That's when they grabbed 6ix9ine up. If you really want to be real, they didn't give a fuck. That phone call is, hey, this is real shit. If Wack was on wiretap, telling a nigga, hey, you gotta go do this to him, and have this nigga do this, and his security ain't got no guns. Hit the security first. When you hit the security, they'll get away from him, and then you deal with him. His security got hit. You don't remember at the restaurant? They hit the security. So I'm saying, hey, Jim, you're telling the shot caller, who they thought was a shot caller, Mel Murder, what not to do and what to do and how to do it. People ain't stupid. They got specialists that know from other snitches what violate, super violate. They know what all that means. You get what I'm saying? It's like a nigga talking about, yeah, I got it, this. They know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my nigga, I'm gonna send 5 birds. They're gonna say that's identified as 5 kilos. So how are you tying me to why they ain't grabbed? The feds ain't got me on no wiretap talking to nobody in big huge Rico.
You said I tied you to that?
You just said it. You said you said it.
Yeah, 2. No,
I ain't saying you said it.
No. I said what the people, the goons would think saying. The New York dudes. That the video was about. I'm commentating about what's going on in the audio. I didn't tie you to it. I didn't say personally me. I think that way about you. No, of course not.
Okay, hold on.
Ain't have nothing to do with WACK100, but the New York goons ain't buying it, man. They're trying to say that he's a rat. They trying to say that he's a rat because a lot of the people out of New York City, right, are upset at the fact that WACK100 went at Jim Jones the way he went at Jim Jones. We already know that wiretap leaked of Jim Jones talking to Mel Murder about, how 6ix9ine need to be violated or DP, and WACK100 took that information and said, hey, if the feds heard that phone call, they grabbed up 6ix9ine after that phone call. They did not grab up Jim Jones. Jim Jones got to be working, and that's all they said. You understand what I'm saying? They're upset about that because Wack has been on Jim Jones' head ever since then. Now, is there any evidence, concrete evidence that Jim Jones is telling on anything? No, it isn't. Is there any concrete evidence that WACK100 is telling on anything? No, it isn't. Is there any paperwork? People keep talking about the Texas case, but Wack is saying, hey, man, that was dismissed in the interest of justice, right? So, even when WACK100 provided the dismissal in this, even when WACK100 provided the dismissal in the Texas case in the interest of justice, a lot of people are saying, hey, that's evidence, right, that you cooperated, because what's the interest of justice?
Now, here go another slug issue. Yo, Getty, have you ever Googled the definition of interest? Hold on. Have you ever went and Googled definition of dismissal of interest of justice in the state of Texas?
Definitely.
What did it tell you? What did it tell you in the state of Texas? Who's the only person?
Not that. That's what I was saying.
Who's the only person in the state of Texas that can rule interest of justice?
I wouldn't know that.
The judge.
The judge.
The DA and nobody else. It's the judge. So hold on. Let's just get.
What was the interest of justice that they let your case go, that they dropped your case, right? That's the angle people are coming from. And then you got the whole CS2 back thing. They're saying, hey, WACK100 is actually CS2 back. And I will say this, whoever the hell this agent is, if WACK100 was cooperating and you put him in the paperwork as a confidential informant and you made him CS2 back, bro, that's reckless as hell. I don't know what's really going on with that.
So you making a lot of insinuations.
That's not an insinuation, Wack. I'm saying that it's not real. In so many words, I'm saying that none of that is real.
Wack ain't like this. Wack ain't like this.
You reading it wrong, good brother. Okay. You really are, man. I feel what you're saying, though, but you reading it wrong, bro.
Insinuation. See, because I can start insinuating shit too. I know how to play the insinuating game. I don't fuck with it because one thing about it, when I say it, my credibility stands on it. Nigga tell you what, Wack say he got something, he got it. Because he always provided.
That's a lie. Wack can say he got something and we'll never see it. Wack said he had tapes on Nipsey Hussle. Then he turned around and said that the tapes wasn't what he said they were. Wack's credibility is already in the mud. It's shot. It's in the dirt. He has no credibility, man. None. Like none. And when I say none, he has no credibility at all. Nowhere.
You're making a lot of insinuations. So the crazy part about it is,
smash that like button.
And Hefe just came on No Jumper?
And Hefe, yeah. I watched that interview. Most of it. I know you're talking.
Yeah, what the
Hefe is the guy, the YouTuber, right?
Yeah, what the ad say? He said, I know the main streets. I was in jail with the main streets. The main streets didn't call me and said, Wack ain't had a motherfucking thing to do with our case. What the fuck is these niggas talking about?
I know that, right?
Yeah, but
I done made a few videos about that, good bro.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You making a lot of insinuations as if starting with
I get your point.
Backtracking. What about backtracking? I didn't backtrack. I didn't say the GRIA program didn't exist. I said, I told you. Actually, what I did say was, I'm starting to understand why he kept that phone, that hot-ass phone. Because we found the Sue Surf shit, 2022. We see he's hot. He's named in it, right? They got his socials and everything. You familiar with the Sue Surf paperwork, right?
Not necessarily, but yeah.
Wow,
Talking about that.
You an East Coast nigga?
I know being used in the work.
Okay. He's in the work
Yeah.
as a Rolling 60 leader that's in the middle of providing guns and drugs. They got all his socials and everything there. This 2022, right? But yet in 2025, he still has the same phone. Right? Now, this was crazy. I believe, this is what I believe, that he thought his relationship with the LAPD was going to somehow cover him from whatever came his way. Because there's no way you still on the same number calling people saying, hey, don't talk about the murder, I'm going to call you and pull up. Hey, go over there and get the surveillance cameras, pull them out. Hey, I'm sitting there saying, either he that stupid or he thought he was covered. Because his phone number was still the same.
You know, Wack always trying to run that game. Appreciate that super chat. Wack got Hefe in his pocket. He's compromised. You know, that's Wack's whole goal, to get to these dudes and control them. And when they get out of control, he turns on them like he does everybody. So you don't want to get in business with Wack, because the time is going to come where he's going to turn on you.
Let's see what else you got to say.
Wack is saying, hey, that's doctored up, that is not real, that is not true, and there's no concrete evidence out there. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander, man. And a lot of people feel, especially the New York Goons, man, I guess they feel that WACK100 throws the snitch word around too much, the rat word around too much, the cooperator word around too much, so they're turning...
I throw it around, I provide the documents. Which one?
Damn, Gaddy, what's wrong? But
Which one?
I'm not around, man. You playing the 50, Gaddy. You playing the 50, homie. No, I throw it around. Gaddy, you playing
Here come the minions.
Gaddy, that's crazy.
Oh,
Gaddy.
my
Gaddy, do
nigga.
I throw it around?
Really?
Gaddy, do I throw it around or do I provide the work?
You provide work, yeah.
Okay, so why you didn't reference that Wack always provides the work? You saying it was good for the goose, good for the gander. What is it?
Wack, the point that I was making was people are saying that you call a person a rat. They're saying they're doing the same thing. Listen, I'm saying they're pretty much doing the same thing. They don't have nothing, but they only saying it because you're saying it. You understand what I'm saying?
Do I provide the document?
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Wack got this nigga on trial. You hear me? Wack had him on trial. That's what it sound like. Dudes sound like he's straight on trial. Straight felony case. Word. Dude up there answering all the questions of Wack. Nigga, I would have been like, man, shut up, nigga. Who you think you talking to? But this what happen when these people get next to Wack. He up there playing the content that the boy did while questioning him about his content. You said this. Nah. Then got the little peewees in the back. Yeah. Got the peewees in the back. Broke niggas. Niggas ain't got no paper. Busters. They like, come on, Getty. The boy could have did alright with his channel without doing business with Wack. It's the worst thing you ever can do in the existence of your life is to do business with Wack.
Okay, so for me to call a nigga something I provided, right?
Right.
No, you don't. You're lying.
Yeah.
Around and doing the same thing to him. That's all this is, man. So there's really no concrete evidence that anybody is telling pertaining to, I guess WACK100 situation directly, Jim Jones situation directly. Now, as far as Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon told him himself, we don't know what's really going on with that. Brick Baby did have a sealed case, a sealed file, the whole 9 yards, man. He had a sealed case and he was let out on the streets to work, allegedly, for 2 years after he caught a major gun case, being a convicted felon with previous gun cases. So you can't speak to that situation right there. But WACK100 ain't really had no run-ins with law enforcement, man. So the New York Goons ain't buying it. I guess everybody else ain't buying it. But y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Who do you think won in this debate? Are the New York Goons on or something? Or is WACK100 looking real good in this situation, coming into the lion's den, into their space, answering all questions and not running from any smoke? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. This has been Gator Radio. I appreciate you being here. Please.
Yanni, I will say this. I'm going to say this. The world I come from, it ain't ran on right and wrong. It's ran on politics. I think you understand that. Getty?
Absolutely.
Politics say, Getty, you're supposed to be a little more in depth when it comes to covering me on shit that you know that you have. That's actual and factual. You handle that as if you ain't part of the team.
You need to be a little bit more in depth. When you covering me, you better be in depth. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is why you can't deal with this dude. He control all those dudes. The dudes that be running that content for him, he control them. They like little minions on a string. And they better perform right. If they don't perform right, he chastises them. Straight up. If they don't perform right, he chastises them. Got them boys up there straight chastising them like they not even grown men. Straight up.
Really, Wack?
Get the fuck. Where the media team back? Let's bring your brothers up here.
Wack, that ain't.
Dale is a real neutral nigga. Where Dale?
You.
Am I telling the brother anything wrong?
Nah, Getty know. He know how to do it and how not to do it. So he'll go back, he'll fix it, but he know what's going on.
Yo, see what I'm saying, Getty? Now listen. I'm handling you like a brother right now.
Wack, I got you. I understand your point. I get where you're coming from, brother. I get it. I get it, man.
Listen, let me tell you
I get it, man. I get it.
Something. This is a real story. Pet Bull tells y'all this story. This is a real shit. This the type of nigga I am. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. This is real shit. And you one of the dudes that been able to reap a lot of benefits off fucking with Wack, right? I ain't telling you to lie, but I'm telling you to utilize the information that you have, right, when it comes to lies being told, to clear it up. This is why this is the strength of my media team. Once upon a time, Pitbull was out doing the work detail. Some things happened. We went to leave. Our bus was stopped. I knew what they was looking for. I knew exactly what happened. But I wasn't finna allow them to grab him. So you know what I did? I went out there and nose to nose put myself in a line of fire because I knew what he did. He did it for the right reason, but I knew they was going to charge him the wrong way. I did that because I'm supposed to show favor to my brother when he's right. Now the question is, you don't want me looking at you like you not my brother because I allow you to do what you do because I see you as my brother. But if you telling me not to see you that way, then I will definitely make the adjustment.
But I'll say this. Look, I'll say this.
That's it. If YouTube sends you an email and says, hey, we've been tracking all WACK100 content and this, Clubhouse thing, and we're going to contact him about you. Are you going to worry about it one bit?
If YouTube contact me?
No, if YouTube told you we're going to contact WACK100 and see if he's okay with all the content on him you have, are you going to worry about that? Are you going to even have a thought in your mind that a concern?
Not a major one.
So you would have a thought. That lets me know.
A bit, not a major one. Like I would be wondering, like, what the hell they contacted me about this? You understand what I'm saying?
You hear the mind games? You hear the mind games? If YouTube contact you and say you've been using Wack's content, right? What you gonna do about that? How you gonna feel about that? See, this is why, I'm different from them other people because Wack done called in here. He done called in a few times. And that's definitely a threat. Definitely. He done called in here a few times. And this dude then gave the consent, but you can see how he got these dudes on a straight leash. This is like being on a leash, man. It's straight up, man. If you don't do what I expect of you, I can get on the other side.